sounds like you're about to make a justification for assassination.
Okay, I do not remember all the things he said word for word, but I mean, overall, he's just said a lot of harmful things about Islam.
Okay. Do you think...
He's also very xenophobic.
Just curious, do you think that you're against like a theocracy, right?
A full-on theocracy.
Like, so for example, would you be against Sharia law in this country?
Look, I think...
Well, no, answer the question.
Okay. It depends on... It would depend on how it's implemented.
What do you mean
Because
how it's implemented?
Listen. Can I expand on that? I think there are countries that have Sharia law that don't treat women well. For example, Afghanistan. I'm completely against the treatment of women in Afghanistan and certain Sharia law. The same way I would be against like a government completely controlled by Christian values, like not incorporated, but like a full-on Christian theocracy. I don't think religion should rule the government. I think you can incorporate values of a religion into the way you lead a country.
Why can't you just answer the question?
Repeat the question.
Do you think that there should be Sharia law in the United States?
No, not necessarily. No.
But why?
That wouldn't even make like there's.
Why
like,
the need to like muddy the waters there?
Okay, well,
because you're saying, so what if there was a manifestation of Sharia law that you personally found acceptable? Because I can agree with you. Like there are various Muslim majority countries that
don't treat people well. Sure, yeah.
Well, no, I was about to say that have varying degrees of liberties and freedoms for their populace. Some of them are less oppressive. Some of them are more oppressive.
In my ideal world, I don't think religion is playing a role in government.
I found the actual quote, by the way.
Sure, we can pull it up.
It's a response to a video.
Oh, there we go. See, that's kind of more what I said, right? Or no, it's not, is it?
No, it's the same thing, but he's responding. This is what the full context is, as far as I understand.
There's a clip. Okay. So...
Again, regardless of a clip, I don't think that's a very great statement to make. I think, like you said, oh, Islam's not a fully peaceable religion or something like that. I think
I suppose this could apply to all religions, right?
I think the vast majority of Muslims are not for terrorism and not for ISIS and not for 9/11. That's not.
I can agree with that.
That's like liberal Islam, which is like widely practiced today. Is normal and acceptable and peaceful and should not be subject to the things that he said about Islam. That's what I think.
Okay.
I hope you can agree with that.
Agree with what specifically?
Like Islam as a religion is not inherently.
But I'm a little bit confused.
Wouldn't
you make a criticism if there were Christian nationalists who wanted to govern the United States under a Christian doctrine? Would you object to that?
I would completely object to that.
Would you think that would be like potentially slitting the throats of liberty in America?
Yeah, sure.
So how would it be then if that's your position, how could you possibly have an objection to somebody saying, well, this other religion over here, that would be slitting the throats of Americans if used by the left?
Because the left isn't even using Islam to slit the throat of America. That doesn't even make sense. No one's trying to incorporate Islam values into the government here. Are they? Please correct me if I'm wrong.
I mean, perhaps not at full scale, but like if you look at Dearborn, Michigan, for example, it's like a completely Muslim majority area. You have women walking around, and I don't know what your position on this is, but women walking around in like full burqa, full is it niqab? I think I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, that's the one that covers everything but your eyes.
Yeah, so I don't know how that.
That's completely acceptable, by the way.
What's that?
For someone to wear that.
What's that?
That clothing. Like
you say it's unacceptable?
No, it's acceptable.
You think it's acceptable?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, I mean...
It's freedom of religion. It's in the First Amendment, right?
Okay, sure. I suppose.
What do you mean you suppose?
Yeah, people are free to do it.
Is it?
But would you like to see that being the status quo for the entirety of America?
But the entirety of America is not Muslim, so that would never be the status quo.
I know, but I'm just talking hypothetically.
If the whole of America was somehow Muslim and practicing Islam and chose to wear the niqab, which is like a very far-stretched hypothetical, then yes, because we have the right to practice whatever religion we believe in.
Question for you though. Let's say, for example, you realize that there's different jurisdictions, right? So you have like local jurisdictions where it's like the city level, then you have county,
and then you have federal,
then you have state. Would you object to assume there was a Muslim majority in a county? Sure. Michigan, for example, and they said, you know what, we're going to pass a law that requires women to wear the niqab.
I would disagree with that.
You would disagree? You would fight that?
What I'm advocating for is the freedom to practice your religion, practice your speech, your beliefs, whatever that is. So no one could enforce a certain belief or anything like that on you. Right?
Okay. So I understand that you have specific criticisms of things Charlie Kirk has said, but I do want to get back.
Another thing, his xenophobia. He was very xenophobic, like against immigrants.
How so?
Okay, so there's this reporter who used to...
Wait, really quick, can you define xenophobia?
Discrimination against immigrants, prejudice against immigrants.
So if just by virtue of
foreigners,
being...
aliens,
well,
whatever you want to use.
Let's say you, as an American, you have a anti-illegal immigration stance. Would that make you xenophobic?
No,
in
not
and of
necessarily.
itself?
Not necessarily. And I want to
Okay.
get into that.
But what if you point to, for example, like potential negative outcomes of illegal immigration? Is that xenophobic?
No, because I recognize the potential negative effects of illegal immigration, which is why I'm more moderate when it comes to the topic of immigration.
So what
but that still doesn't make me
sure.
xenophobic.
What specifically has Charlie Kirk said that's xenophobic?
Yeah, so Mehdi Hassan, he was reporting at MSNBC, and I forget what he was reporting about, but out of context, Charlie Kirk, he heard his like British accent, and he said, someone send this guy to wherever he came from. Like, send him back, deport him for what he was saying, like his take that he disagreed with. And mind you, this guy, Mehdi Hassan, he's an American citizen, completely naturalized. He said something about if you criticize Israel, I won't talk too much about that necessarily if it's not allowed, but you should be deported. So he kind of had this stance of like, oh, you say something I disagree with, get out of this country. Like,
Sure.
that seems kind of a little bit xenophobic to me.
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, what I ultimately want to do, though, I'm sure you can list...
So many things.
I'm sure you can list a
and
dozen
I'm not even
things,
cherry picking
but
them,
hold on,
right?
that's fine, that's fine.
I just hear this all, and
That's
it just
totally fine.
frustrates me.
And look, myself, I could probably point to things that Charlie Kirk has said that I would be like, I disagree with that, or I have disagreement on policy, or that specific thing he said, wording, not great, wrong, whatever. I want to bring it back to the central point here, though, is that
Radical statements.
You're saying that he said these bad things.
Radical statements. Extreme, vulgar, kind of dangerous radical statements. Also, the
Dangerous-
stuff about gun violence. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Well, okay. Again, I don't want to
have
get
so
into the
many
weeds
thoughts.
with you. I don't want to, because then we're just going to have like a debate on all his political takes. We're going to talk about gun control.
My dream date.
We're going to talk about everything, right? I know. So.
He doesn't want to talk about it. It's okay.
Well, but what I did want to talk about, the central point here would be, is it sounds like you're about to make a justification for assassination.
No. Sure.
Well,
No one should ever be assassinated for their speech, no matter how crazy and harmful it is.
But where's the but? Is there a but?
Well, there's a period at the end of that sentence. You know what? Sure, I can add a but though. I don't think he could be separated from the agendas he chose to promote. With that said, I still don't think he should be killed. And again, like, it's horrifying and disgusting, and I condemn it. And it's really harmful to democracy for someone to be killed for the things they say, no matter how outlandish.